How did your sibling ruin your life? My sister timed every interaction I had with our parents and demanded equal minutes because she said I was hogging their love. If they hugged me, she'd grab her stopwatch and say, "You owe me 30 seconds of contact." Polly was 3 years older than me. She'd always been obsessed with measurements, but apparently at first it was pretty harmless. She made mom time how long she stirred her oatmeal and threw tantrums if dad's bedtime story was 30 seconds shorter than the night before. But after I was born, she flipped out that she'd have to share her precious attention from mom and dad. She kept a scrapbook called Before the Mistake, filled with photos from her first 3 years, with handwritten captions like "When I was enough" and "The Last Good Christmas." She'd sneak into my nursery and whisper, "You're temporary," while I slept. That's when timing everything became a weapon. On my 10th birthday, Polly gave me a gift in front of our whole family. It was a matching set of digital stopwatches. "Now we can make sure everything is fair," she announced. She explained her new system where every interaction with our parents would be timed and logged. Phone calls, hugs, conversations, even eye contact had to be tracked. If mom spent 5 minutes helping me with homework, Polly got 5 minutes of undivided attention. If dad watched my soccer game for an hour, he owed her an hour of watching her do anything she wanted. She'd already made spreadsheets on her computer with columns for each parent and rows for each type of interaction. Our parents laughed nervously, but went along with it to avoid her tantrums. But the reality was that following Polly's demands was exhausting as hell. She wore her stopwatch on a lanyard and clicked it constantly. Click when dad said good morning to me. Click when mom asked about my day. She'd interrupt conversations to show her running tally. "Mom spent 43 minutes on her today and only 37 on me," she'd announce at dinner. Then she'd sit between mom and me on the couch with a timer running until the minutes matched. She made our parents sign weekly reports acknowledging the time distribution. If I got even 1 minute more, she'd have a screaming breakdown about being unloved. Every interaction I had with my parents was poisoned. Dad would hug me while watching Polly's stopwatch over my shoulder. Mom would cut conversations short, saying, "I need to save some words for your sister." They started naturally giving her more attention just to avoid her tantrums. And meanwhile, I learned to reject their affection to prevent Polly's rage. When dad offered to teach me to drive, I said no, because Polly calculated it would be 30 hours she'd demand in return, and I didn't want to do that to my dad. She'd make him sit in her room for 30 hours doing nothing just to even the score. Growing up and getting out of the house helped somewhat, but Polly still forced my parents to submit weekly logs of their phone calls and texts to me. When I was 26, my mom developed a serious health condition. She needed more daily care than dad could provide on his own. I moved back home to care for her, but Polly completely lost it. Since there was no way my parents could pay her back with equal time if I was helping 24/7 and she was doing nothing, she told us she came up with a solution. Every minute I spent helping mom required a minute of serving her. When I refused, she said I was stealing mom's final years from her, and she deserved this. One morning, I helped mom shower while Polly stood outside with her stopwatch screaming, "You owe me 43 minutes of service." I told her she was insane and that mom needed actual help while she was just a jealous child. Polly threw her stopwatch at my head and said I'd been stealing from her since birth. I said I was done with the timers and spreadsheets and her sick need to quantify love. My parents agreed, and I thought the nightmare might finally be over. But Polly didn't take that lying down. She filed elder abuse complaints saying I was monopolizing mom and isolating her from her rightful heir. She started invoicing me for stolen time dating back to childhood, calculating compound interest on attention debt. She convinced her therapist that I was emotionally abusing her by denying her equal parental access, and got a letter recommending structured visitation. She broke into the house when I was at work and installed hidden cameras to record our interactions. When she caught dad hugging me on camera, she stitched it with a video of her crying alone in her apartment with the caption, "3 minutes and 14 seconds stolen from me." Then mom had a stroke and Polly tried to bar me from the hospital room because I'd already exceeded my lifetime quota of parental attention. She brought her spreadsheets to show security. 20 years of data proving I'd had thousands more hours with our parents. While she was arguing with guards about visitation mathematics, mom passed away. Dad finally snapped and screamed that Polly had turned their love into a spreadsheet and stolen their final moments with mom. He cut her off completely, saying he was done being timed and measured. Polly still sends him weekly invoices for accumulated attention debt, but they go straight to the trash. I sometimes wonder if she sits alone timing how long it takes for someone to love her back.